Okay, hello. It is me. It is Kiko. Back with more 999. Uh, so I'm starting off on the I'm starting off on this loading screen because as we're starting to get towards like the end of this game, I wanted to go into this and confirm a suspicion that I'd had. I want to make sure that I get all of the endings, and I was starting to suspect that there's a possibility that even though it shows like I believe it only shows like 5 ending branches, I did notice that there's like each time you beat an ending or whatever, it shows like a picture on here, but there are 6 blocks here. So I wanted to confirm just to make sure that I actually get all the endings that I can. And I'm really glad that I did. So I looked up being careful to only look up like non-spoiler things to see how many endings there were, and it turns out that there is 6 endings. I believe I only like scanned through what the like post or whatever it was that I looked at was saying, and I guess you get once you get the other endings, you go through like one of the other things again, and then you'll be able to get like the true ending or whatever. Or it might have just been like you have to get one of the other endings, and then you can get the like actual ending or the intended ending or whatever the heck. And to me that actually makes sense, because so far like there's this ending with like where you just encounter the coffin, and I feel like that is something that could be expanded on, and that this one apparently is like the one that you have to like go back and do again, I guess. So I'm thinking that I think that I could actually like go and get the true or whatever ending already, because I think the only ending that you have to get is like where you get the code for it from the safe, and then if you go back you can actually do the real thing. But I do want to get all of the other endings first because that just makes more sense to me. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And I looked at, or at least I like briefly looked at what I've done before. I know that okay, it's just gonna play this, I guess. I know that before it had wait, what was I literally just lost my thought midway through that sentence. The first time that I like played through, I believe what I did was I went through door 4, and then I went through door 7, and then I believe I went through door 1, and that led me to the coffin. So at least I know how to go back through that again, which is good because I'm pretty sure that's the one that you go back through to get the like true ending. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. Yes, yeah, Junpei. Um, so what I'm going to do, I really wish I wasn't like way back here. Um, I think, okay, what have I done already? Let me see here. This is going through door 2, so I don't think we ever have to go through door 2 again. Was this door 2? Yes, this was door 2. Because that'll always lead us to like the submarine ending. So I guess it'll be like these last kind of rooms here. This was door 1. Yeah, this is door 1 because it has the like coffin or whatever. So there's got to be like a different combination where you go through door 1 and get to whatever this other ending is. And when I went through door 1, it was 4, 7, and 1. So I think I'll try maybe okay, yeah, this is door 6. So I'll do yeah, when I went through door 6, I think both it was always like 5, I think it was 5, 8, and 6, and that led me to the safe. So maybe if I did 5, 8, and 1, I'll get this other ending. So I'll try that. Okay, wait, which door is which here? Is this 8? Or not 8. Is this 5? That's door 4. Okay, no, I want door 5. Let's go here.
Let's make sure we've got this straight.
Yeah, you guys do that. We'll skip through all of this. I'm pretty sure actually if I just did so now that I've gone through there, I believe I can just skip all the way up to here and go through, what did I say I wanted to go through? 5, 8, and 1? Yeah, 5, 8, and 1. So we're looking for door 8. Which one is door 8? This one is door 8. Okay. Go here. And okay. Wait, what did I say? 5, 8, and 1? Or did I say 5, 8, and 6? No, that was the safe. Never mind. Okay, yeah, it was 4, 8, and 1. Is this the one door? Yes, that is the one door. Okay. I think I could actually like skip down, but whatever. Okay, okay. And then I should be able to go all the way down here. I'm sure that there's like specific like dialogue trees or whatever that I might be missing here, but I really don't want to like go through the entire game again just for the chance of getting like very specific lines that change depending on like which doors you go through. I'm kind of just playing this for the endings now. Stepped out of the captain's quarters into the hallway. The hallway stretched out in front of Junpei for a bit, turning to the left like a right backward
let's
L.
go.
Right, this is where they stop and go back because Clover was like taking a bracelet, I think.
That's the next door. Wait, a piece of paper. This is map of the ship's.
What's wrong?
I found a map for this floor.
Okie dokie.
I see.
Well, that was anticlimactic. I should keep this, though. Hey, where's...
Here, I'm just gonna skip some of this. Clover.
What the hell is that?
What?
You've got something in your...
Oh, that, I wonder.
I wonder.
Come on, we gotta hurry.
Da.
Huh? Clover, what's that on your back?
Huh? Sticking up from her collar was something that looked like a big wooden
A
stick.
stick? Hey, Clover, what the hell's that thing on your back?
She didn't respond. Okay, this is new. Instead, she quickly turned the corner and disappeared.
Is she ignoring me? For crying out loud.
Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later, and he ran after Clover. Okay. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs.
The big stairs. So this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map.
It was just what he'd expected to see after reading the map. His I see after reading the map himself meant Ace had probably realized the same thing.
Ace, did he head down?
He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down.
Oh, there he is.
I was like, oh, there he is. It doesn't show
Look,
anybody in the
the
picture.
4 others are there too.
And not just Ace. Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus
Really?
as well.
Let's join them.
Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time.
Jumpy! Clover!
June's face was excited. Something had happened. That much Junpei could tell by simply
What's
looking
up?
at her. Right, they found the nine doors.
We found it!
Found what?
We found it!
What did you find?
The last door! We found door 9!
Come on!
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, everybody's super happy.
Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
Let us
We
go.
should get going as...
Jumpy! We finally made...
Yeah,
Is this gonna have...
we've reached the end.
In this timeline, does Santa still pull a gun on us? Dun, dun, dun.
Something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means that, best case scenario, there will be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way?
Junpei looked over at the clock.
4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now.
Hey, Junpei! June! What the hell are you two doing? Hurry it up!
Let's go, Jumpy!
Yes,
Yeah.
let us go.
Hey, what about door 2?
Huh? Oh, I guess nobody went through door 2 in this. That's fine. That'll just lead us to a bad ending. We don't need to go through there. Everyone else stopped. They all turned to look at Clover. Seven spoke.
What about door 2?
Door 2 is the only one we didn't... We haven't gone through it, I mean.
Yes, that is true.
Are you guys okay with that? Not investigating it, I mean?
Alright, I guess her brother is...
So what?
Missing.
We found door 9. We don't need any of the other doors.
What's the point? Huh? What's the point in going to door 9? We can't all go through it, right? And we should do what we have to do before we go any further. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. The best way to finish it quickly is to do the border pieces first. You know?
It always spooks me whenever some of the lines the characters say are a little bit louder than the others.
Or what? You think all 7 of us should go to door 9? And then we argue over who stays behind and who gets to go? Do we really want to do that again? Who knows? If we check out door 2, maybe we'll find something. Maybe we can find a way to get all of us out. Huh. I don't know what might be in there. We may not find anything. But don't you think it'd be better to at least have a look? I mean, am I wrong? Does that sound wrong to you guys?
Oh my god, dude. There's sounds of doors opening and closing here. It scared me.
Yeah, you do have a point.
The others nodded in
The
agreement.
last time I checked the clock, it was 4:30. It's not like we've got a lot of time, but if we're quick about it, we might have time to take a look.
You're right. Let's
But-
go take a look at door 2.
But... They were back in front of the elevator. I guess there's like a submarine in there, right?
The elevator can take us down to door 2.
Who shall go then?
Let's see.
Me. I'm going.
Then June, 7, and I need to go with her.
Okay.
Hey, why do you get to...
Couldn't you make it equal 11? Could you? 4. No, I guess I don't think you can. Never mind.
I don't mind. We'd only waste time arguing over it.
Jumpy, I'm okay too.
See?
Can we just go now?
Fine.
All right, let's get going. I'll see you later.
Okay. Be careful.
They climbed into the elevator and Junpei listened to it creak and rattle its way to the bottom deck. Only Junpei, Ace, and Lotus were left. So we just wait here. As the elevator rumbled out of sight, Ace spoke.
Lotus, would you be so kind as to go with me?
Where?
Go with you? Well, I didn't think people still talked that way outside of the 1950s.
What?
Well, I'm a mother. Would that be a problem for you?
What? Excuse me, what's going on?
That wasn't what I meant to... I was hoping you would come with me.
Seriously, though, I was kidding. So, where was it you wanted to take me?
There's something I wanted to show you.
Don't go with him.
Hey man, what the hell? I'm not important enough?
Well, it's not like that. Once I've shown Lotus, I'll show you.
At separate times?
Really?
Why?
Of course.
Ace's smile was friendly.
Fine. Do whatever you want.
Thanks, Junpei.
How would you not be, like, suspicious of that? That's really
Are
weird.
you coming, Lotus?
Fine. Doesn't look like they're going to be back anytime soon. I might as well go and see whatever it is you think is so important.
Thank you. Well then, shall we go?
Ace turned and began to walk. Lotus followed. They disappeared into the hallway on the left. Time seemed to drag as Junpei waited for the others to return.
They're so slow. And what's keeping Ace and Lotus?
Suddenly the elevator opened. Okay. I was like, is anybody in there? A single person stood there.
Clover! I guess you're the first one back.
It was only Clover inside. He didn't see the rest. She looked at Junpei, then slowly, purposefully stepped out of the elevator. The door closed behind her.
Where's everybody else? What happened?
She didn't answer. Instead, her eyes swept the room and then settled on
Where are
Junpei.
Ace and Lotus?
Oh, Ace said he wanted to show Lotus something, so they went into that hallway.
Junpei explained what had happened.
Oh, then they went over there?
Dude, did you kill people? I don't... Her voice was small and
Yeah, I
timid.
think so.
He repeated his earlier question.
So where are June, Santa, and Seven? Why aren't they with you?
You really want to know?
Oh my god, she did. Run. Junpei! There's something wrong with her smile. She had something sticking out of her... What did he say? It was like a wooden stick? A wooden stick.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Here, let me show you.
Clover pulled something out of her pocket and tossed it onto the floor at Junpei's feet. What?
Huh?
Oh, is it going to be their bracelets? He looked down. On the floor in front of him were 3 metal rings. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, holy shit.
Junpei collapsed.
No. No way. No way. This has got to be some kind of joke. This can't be real.
Junpei's body felt like rubber. His heart felt like a cold lump in his chest, and his hands shook uncontrollably. Sweat poured down his face. The three bracelets sat there on the floor before him. He could see the numbers on their faces.
3, 7, 6.
Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelet.
Yeah, we know this. We know this.
But why?
Yeah, why? Junpei's voice was flat and broken. Clover's response was cold.
Revenge for my brother.
What? What?
He was forced into door 3 and murdered.
What? Oh, was it? Okay, it was Seven and Santa that were like the biggest suspects or whatever. So she was after them. And then I guess June was just there, so she had to die too. That's
He needed
not...
at least 3 people to open a door. Who were the 2 that opened that door with him?
Oh, but that's not
It could only
correct.
have been Santa and Seven.
That's not correct.
That's why I killed them.
Oh no. That isn't correct.
Why did you kill June?
Because she was there.
Because she tried to protect them.
Wow, okay, well.
She was in my way. She had to die too.
So wait, can we even leave? No. Hold on a second. We're at what? We can't even leave. No, we can. We can. Never mind. We can leave.
No.
Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to wake himself from what had to be a dream.
No.
It couldn't be real. It just couldn't.
Hey, Junpei.
He felt Clover's hand on his shoulder. That's not a shoulder. Her smile was wrong, horribly wrong. Her face looks like a mask made from stretched human skin. Her smile that parted her lips did not extend to her eyes. They were dead and empty. The girl in front of him was no longer the Clover he had known. Perhaps she was not even human. I mean, she is.
Let's go.
Her hand reached out toward
Let's
him.
get out of here. Let's leave this ship.
What the hell are you talking about? To open a numbered door, you...
Yes, I know. You need at least 3 people.
Oh, she's saying let's leave together and leave everybody else? Why would you want to leave the other people? What did they do to you? I mean, Ace is... I'm
But
fine
as
with
long
leaving
as we
him,
have
but...
this.
Once again, Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out.
It's...
There's another bracelet. Is it the 9 bracelet? Zero.
the 0 bracelet. You've got something in your pocket. What is it?
Oh, this? This is...
Oh, she's expecting it to be actually like the number 0.
See? You get it now? If we have the 0 bracelet, we can leave. You and I can open door 9 with just the 2 of us.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing that though. Also, it doesn't work. The 0 bracelet isn't a 0, I'm sorry.
See? So let's go.
Why is everybody here messed up?
Come on, hurry up.
I don't even know if it's worth getting the true ending if everybody here is like this. She shoved out her hand again. Junpei looked up at Clover. She had the face of a demon. But there was something else. There was a holy light that surrounded her. What? She was what is okay.
Junpei.
Her voice was soft. Her eyes weren't empty anymore. They were deep, so deep Junpei could feel himself falling into them. He felt dizzy. There was something oddly bewitching about her. His mind was beginning to crack and his heart began to melt.
Junpei.
The hand she was offering him. It looked so soft, so inviting. What is going on?
Clover.
You're not gonna be able to get out. What do you do? Okay. 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 He screamed until his throat was torn and bloody, then he screamed more. His cries echoed across the room. Eventually his movements slowed, then faded. There was no more strength left in Junpei. He could feel his body begin to go numb. He no longer felt pain. He no longer felt anything. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. The last remnants of his mind began to fade. Even as his vision faded into nothing, he saw Clover.
Thanks, Junpei. I'm just gonna borrow this, okay?
Her smile was cold. What was left of Junpei's conscious mind drifted away. All that was left was a twisted, broken corpse. Alright. Okay. Bad end. Yeah, Let me ask you a question. Axe isn't even spelt right in that achievement. It was spelled AX. Oh, you don't even get credits with that one. All right. Okay. Right. Okay, what do I... I don't know what to think about that one. That one's just... I don't know. I don't even have an opinion on that, I don't think. That was just not good. Not that it wasn't, like, good, but it wasn't good. I did not like that ending. Okay, so we'll have to go through door 6, right? Door 6. What have we gone through here? Door 5. Does going through door 5, 8, and 6? Did I do that already? Yes. Yes, I did. That was how I got here. So what if I did 5, 7, and 6? I'll try it. I'll try it. 7 door. Go, go, go.
You guys ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. And then I think I can just go all the way straight down here, right? Did that work out properly? I'll let this animation play out and then I'll look. Also, why is it set to adventure? I don't want adventure. I mean, I want adventure, but I don't want the adventure screen.
Look, it's...
Look, it's... Okay, yeah, so it's at 5, 7, and 6. So this should be good. And hopefully I'll get that. Alright, okay. Didn't take them long.
7 and Lotus.
They didn't look happy.
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
Oh, oh, right. This is where Clover is missing. Junpei and his 3 companions looked at one another. He turned back to 7 and Lotus.
What do you mean, gone?
Santa Ace and June had their own questions to ask.
When?
Why?
You two went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own...
We
There
know
were 4
this
rooms
part.
on the other side of...
She wouldn't let us into the...
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there,
There was a door on the other wall.
and it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Well, obviously we didn't find her. You figured that much out.
Clover's gone.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent...
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left.
Yeah.
This is sounding like the other ending already. Did I mess something up? There were quick nods all around, and the 6 remaining players spread out.
She's not here.
No, she isn't.
There's no sign of...
Make the way back to the hallway.
All right. I'm thinking we should I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck.
Did this happen last
June,
time?
you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right,
don't think
that
it
sounds
did.
good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June, even when they were alone. Although perhaps not the best reason. He was embarrassed to call her by the nickname he'd used when they were children. Connie. Oh god. I know this is like important and it's like cute. They're childhood friends and they're in love or whatever. I just this isn't for me. that doesn't get me. That's not my thing. 9 years ago, it came naturally. After all, they were children. But now that they were adults, it felt strange. Regardless of what he might hope for, to call a woman he wasn't dating by such a childish nickname felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kura... I don't know why. It's not even a hard name. It's like, what? Kurashiki? I just never feel like saying it. Would be even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would seem a little... Brusque? What is that? And although he couldn't put his finger on why, it felt somewhat forward to call her Akane when they hadn't seen one another for so long. I mean, she calls you Junpei, so what's the problem there? In short, it was simply easier for him to call her June and leave it at that.
Oh, no, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Bye.
Yeah, be careful, Kane.
June, or perhaps more appropriately, Connie, blushed and smiled.
You be careful too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it.
Junpei looked after her for a moment as she ran up the stairs, then turned around and took for the hallway. Okay. My mind was like scrambling those words for whatever reason. Yeah, I think this is different because I'm pretty sure we were together during the other one, and then like 7 came and found us. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it. But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. What? Am I just being... what? Am I just gonna be stabbed? A light in a dark place, June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat, slouched against the wall, Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. More people dying. Her body was limp and her skin smooth and pale as always. Yeah. Was covered in bright red blood. I never realized she like wore pants. I don't know if it's ever actually like shown her body. Anyway, this is sad. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk towards Lotus slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to his corpse. Well, probably her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse. No rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind told him that meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning. She had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife, then? Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone. Is this Ace again? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Zero. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet? Also, I'm just remembering this now. I meant to bring it up earlier. This is a weird part to bring it up, but that one ending that we got where Zero like chimed in and said that he'd lost, I kind of wondered if him saying that he lost meant he didn't actually want people to die, because at that point when he'd said that, people had died, right? And he actually wanted everybody to be able to escape and just like learn stuff. That's a theory. Also, I'm I'm still confused by that like first ending where it said I'm Santa. I'm assuming it means that Santa's Zero, but because Santa wasn't in the like chapel room or whatever, and June was just there and he was gone, so it would still make sense that Santa is Zero, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. Well, this is happening. I meant to bring it up earlier. If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining the bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only entered Junpei's mind when he heard a noise. So what, they needed 8 and 5? Which means they'd be... No, hold on. I'm confused. I'm confused. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. Because most people can benefit from the number 8 bracelet, right? Because you add 8 to like any of the other numbers. I mean, 7 probably not. Well, maybe. Because you could have 8, 7, and Santa. I don't know why I half said them as numbers and half said them as the code names. Yeah, I don't understand what that's implying. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain, there was heat, extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. Oh my god. That noise scared me. Junpei scared me. His voice was little more than a weak groan. Please say who it is, or like give a hint. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. No! Please! At least give me a little hint. But as he did, the knife dug itself deeper, twisting viciously. He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions, not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body had reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Dude, are they gonna not say who it is? Because that is messed up. Because the math doesn't check out to it leading to just a single person. At least I don't think so. Then without a word, climbed in the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade, the world grew blurry, blah 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 blah. What? He fell into zero? What? Dude! It didn't even say, even though we saw. Okay, that's upsetting. That's actually the worst ending. Cut and run achievement. I don't get it. Who would benefit the most from getting the number 8 bracelet? Literally, I think anyone could benefit by getting the number 8 bracelet. Am I wrong? Like, am I wrong? Because what do we need? If they killed 8, they need to get up to 18. But that could literally be anyone. 8, it could be... Because it didn't show another person dying. Is it supposed to imply that we're supposed to be added to that? Because that's 8 and then 5. And you'd need another 5. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Like, I don't get it. Because it can't be... There's no 2 numbers. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, I hate that ending. That one's bad. That one's bad. Yeah, that one's not a good one. I didn't like that. Someone will have to explain it to me, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Who would benefit the most? Who? Is it supposed to be Ace? Because, like, you have 8 and then he's 1 and then he probably has, like, the 0 bracelet or whatever. But I don't think he has the 0 bracelet. Also, it doesn't even work. Also, it doesn't even work. Would it be Clover because she, like, locked herself in a room or whatever? How would that even work? That'd be... No, because they would have killed June, too. They would have needed to kill June, too. So is it... maybe it's supposed to insinuate that it's Ace. I don't know. Let's just move on. Okay, now we can get... Oops. Now we can get the, like, actual ending, right? So we want to go through door... What was it? Door 4? Door 4. Hopefully this will make up for all the, like, bad endings.
Now it's our turn.
Now it's our turn. For, 7? Correct? 4, 7, and 1.
You guys ready?
I'm ready. And then I can just go all the way down here. Correct? I'll start here. I know I could probably, like, go all the way down there, but I'll start here so that I get, like, a better context.
All right, let's go.
Okay, does that check out? 4, 7, 1. All right. Because I also kind of want to see the whole thing with Santa again. I assume it's gonna happen like the same kind of. No, that's
the next door.
Frickin' switch. He made straight for it.
A piece of paper.
Right. Okay, we've seen this. I'll skip some of this. Dun, dun, dun. And then Clover will be gone. Let's see what happens here. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the
Clover!
doorknob.
Huh?
What the hell?
Nothing.
What do you
You
mean?
gonna tell us? Probably not.
What the hell is that?
What?
You've got something in...
Oh, this, a note.
A note?
Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes. It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something.
Right. Yeah. She had mentioned that the first time or whatever. And I'd forgotten about it, but that was the actual note in her hand.
What the hell? Let me see it.
No, not right.
But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall.
He's getting mad. I'll show it to you later, all right? Come on, we gotta hurry.
Please actually show it to us later. Corner. A note. Junpei was curious.
From the
There's
look of that
something
pocket,
bothered him.
it doesn't particularly look like just a note.
At least she didn't have a axe.
Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud.
Okay. I think this is probably gonna be same stuff for a bit. Dun, dun, dun. We found it. We found the door. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Here we go. The time. Blah, blah, blah.
We headed down another hallway. It took us toward the bow. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went...
So, on your way, you found the elevator.
That's right.
Alright, we know this. What? Alright, this is Santa being like, no, we gotta go back, blah blah blah. And that was when I was like,
The other hallways
good guy
on the left and right are
Santa.
blocked by metal
And
grates.
he pulled a gun on our girlfriend. I find it funny that I said that the first time. Good guy Santa. I still like Santa. I don't care.
All right,
Right,
let's
the
get moving.
door. We're gonna go in. It's gonna be like 9s. I'll be like, oh my gosh. It's the door. And it'll be like, look behind you. Oh my gosh, it's another door. Ah, what a twist. What do we do? Oh my gosh. Now what? How do we... Is there a puzzle? He didn't say there'd just be one door. Oh, look. Here's the math. I checked it out. This is the only possibilities. And everybody's sad, but then... Seven will be like, there's another option. Oh, this is a coffin. Could it be? Who knows? Seven's like, I can stay. You can all leave. I figured it out. This is the puzzle. You guys leave me. And then people will be like, no, we refuse. And Seven will be like, oh my gosh, I love you guys. And then Santa's gonna be like, I'm not gonna leave him alone. I need more people to leave alone because I'm assuming he's big-brained the whole thing, or he is Zero and he knows that he needs to leave other people in order to figure out how to leave so everybody can leave and be happy. And it was just a trick, guys. It's just a prank.
What the hell are you?
What? You don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including 7. I'll be leaving behind 3 people.
I need to leave 3 because that's how it works, and it needs to be these specific 3 people because once you get Snake out of the coffin, then you'll also be able to leave. I know this because I'm the guy. I'm Santa.
That's
I'm
my
Zero.
proposal. No.
I've got a
Those
gun.
are my orders.
What do you mean orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you?
You may not listen to me, but will you listen to my
You all
gun?
will. In 3 seconds.
What?
3, 2, 1.
Santa was so fast, Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... I've got a gun! He had June.
I told you.
His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile.
What?
A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze, and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's sudden change in attitude. Saying that he needed 2 more. The gun. A revolver.
Why? What the
Why
hell
is
that?
this happening? Where did he get a gun? Oh, he
Gun's
got
from
it.
the other room.
Yeah, he
What
got
room?
it from
The
there.
room's behind. I shouldn't. Damn it.
Then the smile faded and he began to move. It's okay.
Now, time for you to start following my orders.
I have chosen people, the chosen
Ace,
ones. You will come
Lotus.
with me.
Congratulations! I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands in the red. Hey, you deaf?
And then
Right,
they
I
do
didn't-
it. Alright, he shoots the gun. Ah, scary.
He really. Why? Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends.
What?
You knew about the leaf words and the 4-leaf clover.
Santa's cheek twitched almost
What
imperceptibly.
the hell is that shit? I've got no idea.
You're lying.
Shut up! Just shut up! You stupid bitch! You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head?
Yeah, and then we'll go.
Alright, now
and
get
then
over here. Oh.
go through the door.
That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna skip some of this. They eventually go through the door, and then we're left here. Later. What was it the ninth man said? Later, guys. Or it was like, okay then. Later, guys. Alright, let's figure this out, please. You stood in front of it and looked at the red. Red engaged. You moved to the smaller door. The red vacant. The red. Digital root of the remaining people was 7. But if we open that coffin, there's no way for them to open the door with a 9 on it. Junpei, blah, 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 blah.
June.
So,
What do you mean, what do I want to do?
There's a coffin. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's a snake.
Shh, quiet.
Y'all
Where's
are
it co-
smart. You'll figure it out. There you go.
Could it be?
Mm-hmm.
hey,
You're right.
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for?
You're telling me to just
Yeah, try and open it. You won't be able to, but...
Damn it!
There's some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Its purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it.
Yeah, looks like it.
Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open?
I think so.
Come on, we're smart. We can figure this out. I know Junpei's figured it out before in an alternate timeline, so you'll be able to do it.
Whoever or whatever's inside this thing wants out. And now.
I know that. But how?
Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do.
They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be.
Isn't there a hint somewhere?
In your hand, or in your pocket, wherever you put that note.
Well, let's look for one.
Fortunately, there didn't seem to be anything. Clover ran, blah, blah, blah.
There's nothing here.
Not making this easy, are they?
Sound still wouldn't stop. Wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
If it just ends again and I mess something up, I'm gonna be upset. The world blinked. What? Suddenly there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. Is it my voice? It is me. Listen to me, Junpei. This happened in another timeline. Here you go. Truth are gone, truth are gone, truth are gone. Ah, now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand. This is weird. I don't understand why they wouldn't incorporate the fact that Clover just has it. Instead, they're trying to do like, oh, you remember from a different timeline or whatever. This is supposed to be.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
It was me. It was me, Junpei. Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
Seven and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them.
Huh?
If he told them he'd heard a voice, they'd laugh, or worse, they'd think he'd gone insane. So all he said was,
nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There were a pair of small buttons. He pressed the buttons. Which one was it? Truth gone, truth gone, truth gone. That was it. Yeah, it is. It is really heckin' weird that they don't just have Junpei like remember that Clover has a note that she didn't show him, and then he could look at it and figure it out from there. Instead, he just hears some voice. 8 numbers blinked on and then off of the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time. One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Now everybody's just gonna think he's psychic instead of going insane.
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh. Are those...
Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin. He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers in his head so that he wouldn't forget.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
I wonder if you add these numbers if the digital root is 9. Sorry, I was just thinking that now. Now I want to know. 5, 8, 16. 19, 23, 25, 26, 2, and 6 is 8. No, never mind. That's a missed opportunity. With trembling fingers, he punched them in. One, 4, 3, 8, blah, 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 blah. That was all of them. He hit the E button. There was a moment of complete silence. Snake, come out! Come out! Please, this is the good end. Ugh. Then there was the sound of the coffin lid unlatching. Someone sat up out of it.
No way.
What?
Why are you...
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And 7? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Just like Rip Van Winkle? What? What? I recognize the name, but I don't know who that is. Still, it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the heart of the matter and ask.
Jeez.
Junpei and 7 shared a wry smile. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
Back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arms. Yay!
Gently now. My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back!
Clover looked like nothing so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried and cried. Her eyes were red and her nose was running. She hiccuped and gasped as if she were about to begin hyperventilating.
You're back! You're really here!
Her voice was happy, but almost desperate, as if she feared he would disappear again if she stopped talking to him. Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arms strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. Perhaps she had to convince herself he was real. Perhaps she was worried he would be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
You're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Because you did.
Not as though you did. I really thought you were dead.
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister. Even though Junpei knew they had little time, and every minute they waited was a minute they wasted, it felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and 7 sat down on one of the pews, waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired.
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes.
Yay, I like Snake.
Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
He had quickly and neatly summarized the events of several hours. Junpei nodded.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room. Do I have it straight?
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but it's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why. The corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
You don't know?
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X.
Mr. X, Guy X.
Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes. But you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me. I only just now woke up. I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
Zero.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Junpei crossed his arms in thought.
Why? Why did Zero make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes?
Because Ace killed him and Ace has prosopagnosia or whatever the heck.
How would that benefit Zero? I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either.
It's because you've done it before in another timeline, past life
Truth
thing.
had gone, truth had gone, and truth had gone.
Even though they should have just made it so that Clover looked at the note in her pocket and showed you.
Where did those words come from? Why did
Would have
I
made
feel
a lot
compelled
more
to push the buttons on
sense.
the bracelet after hearing them?
Seven had asked him about it while they waited for Clover to finish crying. He had no answer for him, and he still didn't.
All I know is my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, and theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
Santa's sister.
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago, and a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The nonary game.
And whatever strange thing was happening to Junpei himself. The maelstrom in his head spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it almost as soon as he grasped them. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something. There was something that tied all of them together. And the point connecting the dots.
Zero. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. Zero should know everything. If we can uncover Zero's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
Who was Zero? Junpei had the beginnings of a theory. If he could only test it, or perhaps...
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape.
Yeah.
Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
The math. It checks out.
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
As they sniped back and forth, or snipped, I don't know, Junpei glanced at Snake's left hand. He was wearing a bracelet with the 2 on it.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
assumed you'd figured it out.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
7 stomped off towards the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. 7 quickly laid his hand on the red. An asterisk appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid their hands on the scanner panel. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. 7 glanced at them and laid his hand on the lever of the red.
All right. You guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
Yippers. Let's go. Junpei
Not yet.
paused for a moment. What? No.
Huh?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
What?
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, 7, could you pull the lever?
What?
I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, all right? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
What? Junpei looked directly into 7's eyes. The older man looked back for a moment, then nodded.
Fine.
What? 7 pulled down on the lever, and the 9 door creaked open. Then they waited. 6, 7, 8, 9. After 9 seconds, the door closed.
All right, that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
Yeah.
So, we knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
Does this matter anymore, though?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
For a moment, Clover looked surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous jacket and produced a bracelet. Junpei took it from her and turned to 7.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap.
Could have just called him the captain.
Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet. And pull the lever.
I understand, like, checking this out, but I don't... Is this just Junpei trying to work through, like, who 0 could be? Because otherwise it doesn't really make much sense. However. Brrr. Door didn't open. The red's display read error.
Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No.
No, that's impossible. Did you see how the panel showed a 3rd asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
7 waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel. Sure enough, a single asterisk appeared on the red.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
It's the number 6,
That's
right?
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
Junpei, scan the bracelets with this combination. It has to be Hold on. 6. What did I choose last time? I think it's this, right? 7 Junpei and Cap. That's 7 plus me. That's 12 plus 6 is 18.
Let's try 7, me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, it opened!
Ta-da.
The door opened!
What? Why? What does that mean?
Both 7 and Clover seemed rather shaken as they turned to look at Junpei for answers. The door slid heavily shut. Junpei raised
Isn't
an
it obvious?
eyebrow.
Cap's bracelet is number 6.
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
What?
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Before Junpei could answer, Snake spoke up.
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
Huh?
But I don't get it. What about June?
Is June 0?
Well,
Confused.
this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with.
What?
Her bracelet was flipped.
She a 9?
In other words, June's real number is...
9.
That seems the most likely.
But that doesn't work, like, at all. Right? That doesn't work.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
Clover grabbed Junpei's notebook and began to write furiously in it. Junpei leaned over to look at it.
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake?
Yeah.
And that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 in wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work. If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't open door 8.
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
What? Oh, Santa goes through every single door?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
Is Santa's number supposed to not be 3? Does that still hold up in the other timelines?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why? Why would Santa do such a thing? The answer is easy. Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 in Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number...
Is 0?
7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure.
7 took the pen from a confused Clover and began to adjust her calculations.
This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
What? Wait, what am I looking at? What changed? Oh, okay. Yeah. He read out the changes he'd made. When he finished, he looked at Snake. Snake smiled. Does that still hold up with the other rooms that I went through? I guess it does, right? Did Santa literally always go with June? I thought that we'd went through with, like, him and not her once? Maybe I'm wrong. I guess he did. That's weird.
Thank you. That is exactly right, Seven. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
So he was 0 the whole time, and I knew from the, like, very beginning, well, not the very beginning, but after the first ending, and I just questioned it the whole time because I didn't understand what was happening.
No way.
So that's why he went through with those specific people and had to leave behind us specific 3 people because he knew that Snake was in the coffin and we'd be able to leave.
Santa is 0?
And June was 9, not 6.
But wait. Was the number 9 guy meant to be 6 then, or was he also 9? Because that doesn't really work then. I assume he was also a number 9. Because I think that Ace used his bracelet, right? To go through doors with Lotus.
Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3. Plus 3 and minus 3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the notary game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not, but I think it is safe to conclude that he is 0, if my hypothesis is correct.
Clover bit her lip. She seemed to be having some difficulty believing her brother's explanation. Junpei. Junpei remained silent in thought.
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets.
Yeah.
And if that's the case...
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
They leapt through.
It's right there.
The dead was directly in front of them as they came through the door. Quickly, they scanned their bracelets. The detonator stopped. After pausing for a moment to catch their collective breath, Junpei and his companions headed down the long hallway in front of them.
All right, let's keep going.
At the end was a set of stairs leading down into the
I
ship.
think these stairs go to the bottom deck.
They leaned out and looked over the side.
Looks dry.
Let's head down.
After deciding it was safe, they headed down the stairs. Before long, Junpei and his companions found themselves on the bottom deck. They turned left into another hallway, at the end of which they found another door. Sorry, I just want to check something. Ah, oh my god. How long is this gonna be? Is there actually gonna be more puzzles and stuff here?
Hey, it's a...
And of course there's a symbol engraved over the keyhole. It looked like a sort of harpoon. It looked like the sort of harpoon one used to hunt fish with the 3 different prongs. You know, trident? Snake traced the shape with his fingers.
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
Clearly it wasn't going to open this door.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah.
Ow. After examining the door for a few more minutes, they gave up and headed back the way they'd come.
Hey, another door.
With a little more searching, they found a metal door.
And a card reader this time.
A symbol was engraved onto the card
It's the
reader.
Uranus symbol.
Well, thank goodness we have it, and the other team doesn't have
This is
it.
the place.
He muttered to himself and slid the card through the reader. It beeped once, and the light on it turned green. With a heavy metal groan, the door creaked open. Junpei, Clover, Snake, and Seven looked at one another, nodded, and stepped through. The room they found themselves in was full of books. A library?
Wow! It's totally full of books!
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
It looked remarkably like a library, yeah. Not the sort of library where large numbers of people came to read books. More like the sort of library that was simply a place to store books. Isn't that an archive? He felt a little overwhelmed by the sheer number of books, but Junpei did his best to speak with authority.
If we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key. I say we split up and look for it.
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of time. Hurry.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge. Oh, are we gonna find a mummy? As he began his search, for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words float through his mind. Oh, do we know this? Do we even know this in this timeline? I assume we do, right? Actually, no, I guess we wouldn't. Oh god, there is more. Hey, our eyes are back. They were gone for a while. Oh geez, there is more. Okay, so where are we? Dude, that's a lot. I guess I can... I guess I'll try and do this. Well, that looks... Teletemporation and telepathy. What the hell is this one about? Well, I know what telepathy is, but I never heard of teletemporation. It refers to having the ability to travel through time. This book is called Mind Swap.
You mean you could, like, change bodies with someone? Well, I guess I won't... Well, I guess I wouldn't mind switching bodies with my brother, Junpei, too much. But I'd rather die than let Seven switch with me.
What the hell? Like I don't even want to swap bodies with a little brat like...
Hey, were you just imagining it? You were.
Shut up. Yeah, well, he wasn't the only one. Alright, that's creepy. I don't know how old Clover is, but I'm assuming she's like older than she looks. Kitab al... Man, they've got some weird stuff here. I can't even pronounce this. Okay. Me too, Junpei.
Who's that? Some famous guy?
It's not a person's name. It's the name of a fictional book created by Abdul al... It's said to be one of the sources used in the creation of the legendary Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon.
Oh. So, these are all occult books and stuff. This
This one says the golden rabbit and the moon on it. Does that mean it's all about a rabbit that lives on the moon? Rabbits are pretty cute, but what's the moon stuff about? It's talking about the Judas tree that is said to grow on the moon, according to Chinese legend. I can't remember what voice I gave Snake, so that's just, oh my god, dude. Energy theory, huh? I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like this shelf's all science and technology. Did that one already. Paleontology. This one's about fossils, right? Ammonites are pretty nasty look. Ammonites are pretty nasty. I think that's how it said. Ammonites are pretty nasty looking. Micrographia, huh? Ah, yes. Robert Hooke's famous work, published in 1665. He built a microscope and examined insects, inorganic substances, and other things too small to be seen in detail by human eyes. He then drew pictures of many of the things he'd examined and published them in a book. I'd hazard a guess this shelf is concerned with natural sciences. Why did mankind lose their tails? Junpei, do you know what this one's about? Evolution? Why are you asking me? I didn't even know we had tails to lose. Maybe you should ask a human with a tail. Mankind's ancestors most likely lost their tails as they were no longer useful and the nutrients required to grow them were better put to use elsewhere. At least, that's what I read. I was rather young. I may have remembered it incorrectly. Huh? Why the hell would a kid be reading a book like that? Why not? Mother Nature. Is that some sort of book about hippie chicks? Probably not. Except perhaps tangentially. Why was that word giving me such a hard time? It's most likely about environmental protection. I was just trying to make a joke. Dude, hippie chicks, really? The theory of evolution. Heck, even I know this one. This is that Darwin guy, right? Well, yes and no. Charles Darwin wrote a book called The Origin of the Species. In it, he puts forth his theory of evolution. Yeah, I remember that part. He called it natural selection. Exactly. This one says the transition of extinct species. We need to hurry it up, or we're going to end up in the pages of a book like that. Alright. Creatures of the South Seas, huh? I wonder if this one's got pictures of colorful fish and stuff. Introduction to Geology, huh? Thinking about the Earth, even when you're on the ocean. Kinda romantic in a way, I guess. Theories of the Cambrian explosion? Did a bomb go off somewhere near somewhere called Cambria? Wrong kind of explosion. Roughly 500 million years ago, during what is known as the Cambrian period, research suggests that the variety of living organisms increased by an order of magnitude. Why that happened is, however, still something of a mystery. There are a number of theories. This book is most likely a collection of them. Okey-doke, I don't remember what I've clicked anymore! That looks important. What? What's the deal with these titles? They're all just gibberish. Hey, what if we, like, switch them around?
Switched them around.
Yeah. If we move them around, maybe they'll spell something. Oh, I get it. Yeah, heck, it's worth a shot. What? Switch them around in what way? And which way am I meant to read them? I assume this way? Peon, maybe? Oops. Huh? Nope. Nope. Okay, let's try different combinations in here. Let's try E at the front, even though I don't think that's correct. Oh, open. I like that you can spell nope. How about this? Looks like putting the books in the right order. Open this thing right up. That was a piece of cake. It took me longer than I'd have liked. I saw nope first. Hooray! You did it, Junpei. I guess that turned out well enough. So, the letters from the title spelt out, open, here, find bulb. Oh, did it? I didn't notice the other words. Powerful light bulb. The light bulb looks like it's brand new. And it's really big, so it'll make a lot of light. Okie dokie. All that's here is Faraday's laws of electrolysis. I believe that's going to be about electrolysis in an electrolyte solution. These particular laws were set down by Michael Faraday.
Are property values going up in space too nowadays? What? Man, guess times are tough for aliens too.
This one says cosmic inflation. Okay. Supersymmetric string theory and 10-dimensional spacetime. They're just talking about superstring theory. It's a theory of reality where, how to explain? It says that all elements of the universe are governed by vibrations and harmonics of tiny, supersymmetric strings. What's this? An overview of conformal field theory. Ah, well, it's a theory that posits an invariant quantum field where conformal transformation can take place.
Knock it off with this science voodoo stuff. You trying to put me to sleep?
Quantum gravity. 7, do you have any idea what this is?
How about you start by using real words? Then maybe we'll get somewhere.
Theory of general relativity, huh? Oh, I know this one! That's Einstein, right? Okey-doke. There's a note on that table. Lights to the books. What does that mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. Have you ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees, what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader is on to the next? They can spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. That's horrible. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in the darkness, yes. But that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say. Okey-doke. This handrail is made of metal. It's a coat rack, like a place where you hang coats and hats and stuff. Well, this one's not too big, so maybe just hats? Oh, I can turn. Oh god, there's more! This is too much! I don't like this. Energy theory, development of nanotechnology materials. Interactions between shortwave energy and matter. What else have we got? Just listening to you read those titles is giving me a headache.
Can't say fancy technology stuff and I get along real well. Keep on talking about that stuff and you're gonna put me to sleep. Oh, I already did this one.
The black hole oh my god, hypothesis. Gamma ray astrophysics. I guess this bookshelf has an astronomy theme. Good-oak. Oops, I clicked the same thing. A kid's book's here? Looks like a children's story about Native Americans. Don't you think a random book like that is kind of suspicious? Maybe you ought to hold on to it.
This one has some Native Americans on the cover. Hey Junpei, take a look at this one.
Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... Whoa. Kill. What's that?
Oh, what's that? This one of them pop-up books? LRK?
What? That doesn't mean anything. I see two L's. Does it?
Well, you could make them curl. Like curl or Carl.
That's not what I see at all. I see K-I-L-L. It's like an ink blot test. Which word do you see? Okay, obviously we're gonna have to use a light to like shine on that, right? History of Buddhism. Look, this one says cultural heritage of Rome.
But that's gonna be serious inheritance tax. Permian creatures. Seems a little fancy for some kind of prehistoric critter. Not to mention, most of them were likely reptiles and amphibians without hair. I can't imagine... Oh, without hair, I can't imagine they had much need of perms.
That's got nothing to do with this. History of the medieval period. Maybe it's about Sir Lancelot? Isn't he just a story? I don't think you're gonna find a guy who didn't really exist in a history book. I already clicked this one, right? What's Hellenism? I think it's something like a fusion of Greek and Oriental culture. Oriental history. Maybe this one's about China's 4,000 years of history or something? Hey, Chinese history and Oriental history aren't the same thing. This one's called The History of the Western World. Well, I'd assume it's about European history. Yeah. Just gonna leave it at that, Snake? Doesn't seem like you. What? Do you not know about European history, baby? Hey, look at this. It's called Greek mythology.
Damn, that thing's huge. Can't imagine anyone's actually read the whole thing. Pretty sure to just put me to sleep.
This is that. I already clicked that. I think this is the same. Yep. This big opening in the door to the library. It's pretty impressive. Almost looks like the door to a shrine or a church or something. There's another door after it, and then a passageway beyond that. At the end of that passageway is a door with that Neptune symbol engraved on it. Hurry up. We need to find the key with the mark of Neptune.
Okay. Sounds like a job for the best brother and sister team in the world.
Man, it's like Seven and I don't even exist. Principles of monkey behavior, huh? I'd imagine that's a book describing praxology studies on monkeys. Monkeys are very similar to humans evolutionary, so I imagine the research was fruitful. Functions of the human brain, huh? I guess this is a book about the nervous system? I'd love to ask you to read it to me, but I don't think we have the time.
I'm kind of curious about it too. There's got to be a reason why people connect with each other, you know?
Dissection Atlas, huh? This whole shelf is full of medical books.
Oh, look, Seven. Here's a book that's perfect for you. It's called Correlation of Muscle, Bone Density, and Bone Strength.
You're just saying that because it says muscle.
This one looks just like that picture book from earlier. The one with the pop-ups.
You think they're part of a series or something? They do have the same binding.
There's a baseball on this one. Come on, Junpei, let's see what's in it.
I'm gonna go out a limb here and say it's probably baseball whoa. Head. Kill head.
This is a pop-up book. It's got the letters H, E, A, and D popping out of it.
Look, this one's called Recreation of Lost Human Functions. You think they're talking about if you, like, lose part of your body, then you could grow it back?
I don't think so. Maybe they're talking about reconstructing abilities that humankind once possessed. In other words, they may be talking about cultivating a sixth sense. This book is just called Dissection. This bookshelf must be all medical books. From what I can tell, it sounds as though these books have been organized by genre. This library must be massive. I'm rather impressed by how well organized it is. Human equilibrium theory.
Human anatomy.
Regeneration of internal organs.
Ancient gladiators. What's this book doing here? Maybe they were researching human physical limits across history? Doke. Artichoke. Handrails. Are we back to where we were? What? Oh. Huh? Looks like there's a whole lot of space behind these books.
Look, Junpei. I think there's something hidden behind the books.
It's another bulb. Okay. Automated robotic assembly line techniques, huh?
What's that? Some sort of comic book? Jeez, I guess boys really like that stuff, huh?
No, you're thinking of a different sort of robot. This book is talking about automated machinery that's used to build things like cars. Communication and computer science, huh? That's a pretty generic title. To be honest, it's so vague, I don't really know what it might be about.
What's that one called?
It says Foundations of DNA and Genetic Engineering. This is one I clicked on already, right? Okay. That's okay, I was just there. This book is called Principles of Monkey. Oh, what? Huh? Mind swap. Wait, oh, I guess I just missed a single thing or something. Oh my god, there's more. Algebraic number theory. Math, huh?
There's another one like that over here.
You mean something like primary number theory, or analytical number theory, or geometry? Oh my gosh, how did you know? Nobody said anything about those. Well, number theory is usually split into 4 chief disciplines. If there's a book named Algebraic Number Theory, I took a wild guess that the other 3 would be there as well. Looks like I was right. The Pythagorean Theorem. This is a famous one. Sounds like there are a number of math books in this section. Oh, jeez. Dad kind? What the hell is this? Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a completion of his work. Liber. This book is in German. It looks like it's the complete works of something. I've never heard of it. Well, if Snake doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. Owen, huh? Owen isn't enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary? Sheldrake? Sheldrake. Isn't Sheldrake... What? This one's Goldbach's Conjecture.
Conjecture? What's it about? Like magic or physics or something? Right. I bet it's about jewelry, isn't it?
What? It may have an odd title, but it's actually a very respectable mathematics book. It deals with one of the unsolved problems of an additive number theory.
Sorry I said anything. Look, let's not get into this right now, okay?
That's a weird book, Junpei. Indian mathematics. That's funny.
Why is that funny?
It's this Riemann hypothesis. What is there to hypothesize about with a Riemann? Isn't that pretty straightforward?
What?
Heavens no. There are many factors. Length, girth, lubrication, lack of. It's an exciting and rapidly growing field. Whoa. Okay.
Jeez.
What's this? Origin of Japanese folklore? Looks like there are a bunch of books about Japanese culture here.
Mostly ones about folklore, though.
Well, folklore can cover a wide range of subjects. History, urban life, religious trends, environmental changes, oral traditions. Folklore can cover all those things, if you know where to look. This looks pretty deep. Modern Japanese literature, huh? Agricultural and historical organizations and folklore.
Hey, there's another one of those picture books here. Something about these things feels kind of nice, you know? Brings back good memories.
I guess even people like 7 were kids once.
No shit, you little brat.
Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this picture book with me. It's got a magic wand on it. Okay. So, what's inside? Well, aren't you going to open it? Pretty sure it's just gonna have pages inside. Smart. What? C5. Looks like another pop-up book. This book has an S, an E, a dash, and a number 5 striking out of it. I might be impressed if I was 5. Joke, I think I looked everywhere. There. Which one? Okay. No. Go back down. Dang it. Let's see what we got here. So many books here. I wonder what this one's... Whoa, what's this? Warm?
Oh? Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Hey, what's the deal with this sappy stuff?
Do we, like, touch hands or something? Oh, great. In the middle of the glass door is a cylinder lock. You know, the kind of lock where you rotate the numbers around until you got the right ones to open it. Well, what the hell is this? It's like they just gave us the answer. Guess I might as well give it a shot. What? 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 Oh. I was like, oh, what? 632415? 632415.
You did it, Junpei! Yay!
I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever. At least the lock's open now. Let's see if we can get it open, alright? Is there gonna be a third bulb? Feels like a light bulb. Pretty high wattage, too. Unless I missed my guess, this should generate quite a bit of light. 6 books, yep. Ooh, I see. So that's where we'll put the lights. This iron plate is bolted down. I don't think it's a door. I think it's just a wall. Oh gosh, I didn't... Okay, I think we have the things that we need here. It's a small enclosure with 9 slides. There are 3 of these things that look kind of like music stands. Maybe if I put them on top of the stands... Yeah, the books, right? Okay, how about we try putting these picture books on the stands, then...
This is a little weird.
They need light bulbs, right? Alright, 3 lights here. I'm gonna change these bulbs. Now they should...
Awesome! It worked!
Way to go, Junpei. Good job, buddy.
There's something projecting on the bottom.
These letters, they seem familiar.
Shieldrake 5? What?
Sheldrake 5?
Oh, Sheldrake 5. Shieldrake. My mind added an I somewhere in there.
I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere.
We did.
I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
Oh?
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory.
That was so long ago that I didn't remember it.
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Switch.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger.
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well...
Junpei's eyes
Look, man,
narrowed.
I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Snake's shoulders slumped, and he shook his head slowly. He'd finally given up.
Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Why? Junpei nodded. With that, they climbed the stairs to the top floor. But I still need to get the book. Snake was silent for a moment after they arrived, then finally crossed his arms and spoke.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
Snake reached into his sleeve and pulled out a small, stiff piece of paper.
That's
Right.
a braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say, there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well,
Snake nodded.
Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did.
So couldn't she have said... I mean, she did say something.
But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
Snake glanced down at Clover and Seven, examining one of the bookshelves.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it.
I thought... Was he... I thought he said his sister was in it. Was he in it with her? I guess that's a possibility. I never thought of that.
He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Snake paused and cocked his head as though he was listening to something very far away. His face looked dark, as though something was weighing on him.
Hey, Snake?
Junpei wasn't quite sure what to say. Snake turned and looked at him.
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment?
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she?
Snake looked down. His face was tight. A slight tremor shook his body, and he tried to hide it. He was putting on a good front, but even Junpei could tell that he was holding back something deep and powerful. He made as if to brush something off his face and then looked up at Junpei.
At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes.
Snake nodded slowly.
The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nijisaki
That's
was
the
his
guy that
right-hand
died
man and
as
did the lion's
Snake.
share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division.
The 9th man.
Musashido was their majority stockholder.
And the captain.
It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido.
Junpei couldn't shake the sense that he'd heard those 4 names somewhere
Of course,
before.
more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonori Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation?
Okay. I see how this is starting to put in. I think it's trying to play at the fact that we've done this multiple times is supposed to play into the fact that, oh, like Junpei has learnt more. Like he automatically knows these things because we've done it before. So it passes on that information to him, right? Is that what they're trying to say?
Experiments with humans produce the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
A game.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
Snake nodded.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people. Right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, If there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
Junpei thought about it for a moment.
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. Close enough, at least.
Okay, so I'm guessing that they're trying to say that Junpei, the like voice that he heard, was him receiving these like whatever wave signals or whatever from somebody who's already done it.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began.
Snake suddenly looked very serious.
By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Ganzfeld Experiment?
Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Ganzfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped.
His face barely moved as he spoke.
There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total.
Oh, 9 pairs of siblings. So it would make sense. Yeah, because Snake and Clover were taken, and then Lotus said her daughters were taken. So it makes sense that Santa and his sister were also taken.
For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9.
Okay, I'm a little confused, though, because... Hold on, let me hear more of this.
The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert.
Okay, so that would be Clover. Clover would be there. But Santa said his sister died, and the place where somebody died was here. So that means Santa would have also been here. So wouldn't Clover have recognized Santa? Maybe I'm missing something
The
there.
children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following.
Is that also supposed to be why, in that one ending where I was like, I don't like that ending, where Clover, you know, kills everybody with an axe? Is that supposed to be what that whole thing was when she was like, Junpei, come here, blah, 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 blah. And we were like, oh my gosh, I'm like hypnotized or whatever. Is that supposed to be because she's like a transmitter or whatever?
There are two things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the Gigantic and Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Snake sounded defeated. His half-hearted attempt at derision served only to show how much the story had affected him.
Huh.
Just as Junpei was about to speak...
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses?
This might actually be where I... If I'm only there... Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, like, stop it here and continue up, like, right away. After this. And then we'll see what the true ending is, or whatever. Yeah, so let's do that. I'm glad that this is giving all context and things, and everything's starting to like come together. It's good. It's good. I like it. I haven't liked some of the endings, but this one I should like this because it gives all the context for everything. Yep. Next time.